into the final session of Characteristics of Kingdom Members, the instructions, or Live Well. Tonight we're going to sum things up in our discussion time with the thought, what will we do with these words of Christ? The parable of the two builders is one of the most preached parables I've ever heard in my life. It's a salvation message, but it's also a message for Christians to build on the right foundation. Let's look at it beginning in chapter 7, verse 24 here. Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain descended, the floods came, the winds blew and beat on that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain descended, the floods came, the winds blew and beat on that house, and it fell, and great was its fall. So, how did the people respond to Jesus and his sayings? It says in verse 28, and so it was when Jesus had ended these sayings that the people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. You know, the words of Jesus always lead us to a solid foundation. I remember several years ago, a great minister of the gospel who had a real prayer emphasis said that when he was younger and he really wanted to get close to God, he decided to pray and read the letters in red in the Bible. Read the red and pray for the power. And he did that, and when he did, it was as if God truly took him to another level in his walk with God. Might be a good idea for some of us to go back and read the red letters because, as you know, in the Bible, the red letters signify the words of Christ. We need to hear what Jesus has to say because the best, most stable foundation for a life is the words of Jesus. The truth of the gospel will withstand the storms of life every time. Life without Christ is unstable. It will eventually collapse and fall down around us, perhaps on us. Jesus' teaching carries divine authority. It is astonishing. It is effective. It will lead us in the right path. It will be a foundation upon which we can stand forever and ever. So, what am I saying to you today? I'm saying, listen to the words of Christ. Live the words of Christ. Be in the words of Christ and follow Christ, and you will live well. Thanks for being a part of this study, and may God just bless you richly as you go into your discussion groups tonight. Let's have a great time talking about the Word of God.